Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back with you once again. Hope you're having a really good Thursday evening. Um, I hope that you're having a blessed, um, blessed week and all that good stuff. Anyway, let's get to the let's get to the stuff here. Right here. Let me see if I can get this because a lot of people want to talk about things. You want to talk about the new belt from AEW to what's going on with the whole Take Two stuff. First, I gotta get this off my proverbial chest here. Okay. Let's see if I can get this thing here. Let's see. Um, here's the share screen. There it is. That is something that bothered me a week here, saying that Triple H. Here it is, a story here. Compares the WWE booking style to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, I mean, bro, come on now. But he says this right here. Stakes can be higher, but all that he says this here. Punk and McIntyre could roast their story, the Bloodline Saga, Cena turning heel, the appearance of The Rock, and a lot more. He says, quote, this is that, you said, this is Paul Levesque saying, and he quotes, I would say we're much more akin to the Marvel Universe, where you're playing out a long term where the movies fit and how they go with the characters. There are direct to MMA. At the end of the day, direct MMA is your booking matches, and the interest is that guy's really good, he's really good, I'm not sure you're going to win. Well, here, we tell stories. People in our business don't take this wrong. We don't write stories, shows based on that would be a great match. Write on stories that we can create the protagonist and the antagonist. How does that work with each other? Telling stories that currently resonate with people that maybe they experience in their real life. Well, the stories relate to real life. You know, I look at the stories that Hunter has told for the past couple of yeah. Yep, LPT. Yeah, it's post Endgame. Yeah, that's pretty much is. The problem with this with WWE for the most part, the story rise. It just seems like what Marvel is right now, Phase 4, Phase 5, is that it doesn't actually connect. It feels separated from the story. It feels separated, and not in the way that it's like it will connect in some ways the other. It just feels like there's too much stuff, and the stuff that they are there, it's like it's all junk. It's nothing contingent or anything else. The bloodline and Cody Rhodes and all that stuff was still under Vince. What has Hunter's big story has been? What of his big story? Well, his big story was going to be the Vision, which is just going to be like a play on the evolution and everything else. And when Seth, again, he's an old guy, Seth Rollins, with his whole stuff is, man, it's just like, come on, Seth, what are you doing? It's just like Seth doing his Seth stuff and the guy himself injured. Another issue is that he hasn't elevated younger talent. He's all the younger talent, especially black talent, has been relegated to NXT. All of that talent has been relegated to NXT. Nothing actually on the main roster. The main roster is focused on 39-year-olds and 40-year-olds for the men's side. The ladies, at least the ladies for the most part has younger talent. Stephanie Vaquer has younger talent and such. Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, all those are young talents and such, relatively young compared to what the men's roster is. And that's the problem is with the stories. It's just like it's been, even if Seth Rollins wasn't, it'd be a CM Punk versus Seth Rollins thing has been going on for what? Since CM Punk went back to the company, like 2 or 3 years, it gets to a point where it's just becomes silly. Punk has been in this. It just seems like, oh, come on now. And the story and everything else with him and Rollins. In fact, him and Rollins, as like Punk came back, 2023? He came back in 2023. Then they had all that stuff when then he gets hurt, Punk gets hurt. Then what else? He kept getting involved with Drew McIntyre. Then they had that big blow off with him and Punk. You know, what's up, what's up, man? How you feeling? Hope you're feeling good. Um, what has Hunter really his big storyline was? It was Seth and CM Punk, two old dudes fighting and such. Nothing with the youth and the men's side. Oh, and breaking up, probably going to break up the Street Profits because, well, they can't do anything else with tag teams and break them up. They can't actually build them up for anything. And if you want to talk about connections to MCU, look what the MCU has been for the last couple of years. Non-connecting, stories that feel incomplete, and TV shows that feel like filler. Majority of them feel like filler. And by the time you get these TV shows, it's like, wow, should I care about these people? I mean, for let's see, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh, you have uh that dude. Let's see, who was in the Captain America? Let's see. Excuse me. Um, let's see. The super. Yeah, the flag matches. You had John Walker as the new Captain America, and they all booing. I'm like, why is he get hated? He took down a terrorist person, and he's like, he's a villain. I'm like, what? That's stupid. That is the idiotic stories and such there. That doesn't really connect to anything, you know. And when you look at more of the shows from Marvel Studios, all of these shows, everything else. I mean, when was the last time you had a really good one? I mean, WandaVision, that felt something, but then again, most people didn't really watch or care for it. They watched it, they cared for it, but most people didn't. They were surprised when most people like, why is Wanda a villain? Most people did not go see the TV show. What does that tell you about that whole situation and everything like that? Like the Disney Plus whole situation. You know, that's the issue of the MCU is that they made so much stuff that fit that was going to be important, but it's not really important. And now, what the MCU is now is just the desperation mode. You can just sense the desperation. They're rushing Doom into the MCU with the Fantastic Four, which they really, I feel like the Fantastic Four should have been more set up to build because they have rushed out these two phases instead of having a true definitive end movie for the phases. It just feel like we gotta rush these things out, and the multiverse saga and everything else. Uh, Heck, I would say the only really good ones probably see Loki, um, you know, WandaVision, and everything else feels like. I mean, most of Falcon Winter Soldier was fine, but the problem is that there was these bloated TV shows that have 6 episodes, and it didn't really feel like important. It felt like, oh God, that sort of stuff. That was the problem. And you look at WWE is they just show a lot of bloated stories that don't really connect, and they just like keep it safe and not threatening. And you look what happened here, like for example, the John Cena heel turn, which was a dumb idea. Still think it's a stupid idea. The Rock just disappears and does his thing. And ticket prices are getting up there, and let me see. You know, Meanwhile, let me see. WrestleTix. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Let's see. Where is it? Um, Saturday event. Let's see. Boston's like stuff. Ah, here's one. Let's see. This was last Monday night. This was Monday Night Raw last night. 6,000 setup. 6,000. The other shows like 1,000, and the total cinema match was 7,000. And the Super Show was 5,000. Got a little up there. Tickets things are slowly getting down, but that's not the big one I want to show you. See, I'm going to show you the big one. It would have been great, but also it would have been. I'm going to say this: the story would have been much better if they actually just let him play the hits instead of this real heel turn that just people like, well, maybe I think it was a Bully Ray in his podcast saying he should have extra 5 months. No, he's leaving. And now they're sitting there like, that's it. He's done. Let's see. Where is the show? Friday. So let's see. Where is it? Um Saturday night's main event. Oh yeah, this was the show. This was the show, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't really a heel tour, but that's the problem. They made it as a heel tour, and it just made things. They still had to sell the T-shirts. They had to sell all the last. Like it holds this cognitive dissonance, saying you're not getting a new look. The reason why you're not getting a new look because they put all that money the last time is now, and they can't really afford that stuff. So they shouldn't have. Honestly, I think Cody should have turned heel. But here's the issue here: it had 7,000. SmackDown was 4,000, by the way. And the average show was 12. Look at this. Right here. 4,000, significantly lower than the previous update because the upper tiers were curtained off and the hard cam were tarped. Yep. Tarped arenas. Let me just say this. Repeat this. And a few sections of the hard cam were tarped. And now people are making all the excuses. You're making all the excuses up. Like, oh, you got this. Oh, they had Halloween. Oh, it had this. Oh, it's the World. It reminds me. It reminds me. Let's see. I know. Well, if I wanted to say, it should be someone who is wanted to be that ruthless, aggressive guy who should be your next person. If I had my way, it would be someone to really upload that stuff. It would be Obafemi and such, or maybe Kamala Hayes. Screw it, Trick Williams. Do something out of the box. Get those people, be like, there you go, something interesting. But Kamala Hayes is buried so down into the Earth's core, no one would believe it. Trick Williams, people like, who? Because the majority of people only watch NXT or TNA. Like, it would be more. Maybe authentic, they built him up. But no, they didn't. But yeah. But it's probably gonna be Gunther, but ugh, I don't care for him. Most people don't. But yeah, just like I said, the hard cam was tarped. This was good, and people are talking, but I want to get back to this point. The hard cam was tarped, and people making excuses. Excuses. It reminds me when people were back in 2015 and 16. Oh, it was like Monday Night Football. I'm like, okay, fine. Oh, it was the NBA. It was a regular season game. Oh, NBA was a good game. Empty. Okay, fine. Oh, it was a TV show. Oh, it was this. Like the excuse after excuse after excuse. And all I looked to say, maybe the show is terrible. And I was right during that time. The show has been terrible. The show is terrible, and no one wants to say. They always say excuses. You're hating. No, the show is bad. Let's be honest here. The show has been terrible. It has been, honestly, if I want to get real, it has been pretty much the show has been basically been piss poor since I will say at the I mean WrestleMania. I think honestly WrestleMania, but the people who are out there doing that. I mean, since WrestleMania, if I want to be real. But this is the problem with WWE across the board is that they have this bloat, a failed heel turn that was going to shock you, but The Rock left, and everything else. But yeah, it says, yeah, would be perfect given his character. And TNA over and TNA and Fanny would be dropped up. Well, of course, you know, WWE loves to build up the people and then forget about them for 4 months and try to reheat them. No, you need to keep putting that fire on them. That's the truth, and that's what they should be doing. Trick Williams, yes, but I think that's the problem. Like I keep talking about people about NXT and and all this stuff with TNA is that NXT and Trick Williams, I think that he's been a little bit overexposed because there have been. I think we both talked about this. Is that there's no real the first time we saw John Cena wasn't OVW or FCW or whatever, or we didn't see Brian Daniel Danielson until we went to NXT or low key or whatever, or Seth Rollins until he got to NXT or what have you. No, and heck, NXT was still in the international thing. No one really knew about that. I'm saying to everyone else, I think we agreed, is that once the main roster, when you got to the main roster, the stories were finally told and you built up to it. Now, with NXT being a part of these like CW and Netflix on international, and everything else, the stories are being told there. And by the time they get to the main roster, people are just gonna be like, overwhelmed. They're like, oh, we've seen this guy already. We already seen this person. And not have any type of like real like we've seen them complete their stories. We saw their rise, fall, whatever. You know? And you get sick of them and such. This is the problem making NXT a brand now. It's like now these rookies are now going to be shown across the world, and now they have and they complete the story NXT. And when they get to the main roster, you're gonna be like, oh, here we are, and that's the issue here when you look at that situation. But that's just my thing. I want NXT to start building up NXT be used as what it should be, but content is going to be content, guys. So here we are. And now look at the main, but they need to have you look at this. CM Punk versus Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Old, 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 old. All of them old. It's time for because we're doing the same thing with Cody Rhodes and like with Kevin Owens and put just pilot swapped. That's the problem. I honestly think the best thing they should do is just put some new talent now or something. I honestly think say screw it and have one of the Street Profits actually beat Cody in a match or something and get a title opportunity or whatever they have. Do something shocking because it seems everyone's going through the motions. And now you got Logan Paul might be going to the Vision as well, which people like are happy. I'm like, no. The reason why Logan Paul is happy, getting through this because he just got his lawsuit stuff handled with the crypto zoo stuff. And now I'm like, I don't want to see Punk versus Logan Paul. I don't want to see any of these people there. You had a chance to do something with Braun Breaker, who is 28 years old, who should be your world champion right now, but instead, he has a lot to learn and wasn't even part of the Battle Royal. Just beating up LA Knight, just doing stuff that just feels stuck in place, stuck in neutral. And this right here is look at this, the stuck in neutral peep. This is what it is. WE stuck in their own, putting themselves in their own way, and they'll say, "We'll wait until we'll have a little NXT reunion with Trick Williams and Carmella Hayes in the Royal Rumble," and then that's no. They need to start building up the talent now. Otherwise, they're just gonna have this. This is gonna be the whole thing for the next couple months. Uso, Punk, Rose, Drew. I will not be surprised if Jey Uso will get another shot, and he'll be the heel version. Dark Yeet will rise. That's what it is. And that's how it's gonna be. And nobody, and I'll say this, no one right in WE is gonna rush to change things because they are happy for what they are. They're happy for being mediocre. They're happy at being set in their ways. And okay, make fun of AEW with like multiple championship belts. Make fun of all these people from all these other organizations, TV shows and everything else. But remember, people are like, are gonna be real picky with their you choosing their wallets and everything else. They're gonna be like, they're all like I said, it's already starting. They'll say goodbye to Cena. They'll say all that stuff. Oh, they're maybe bringing Chris Jericho. Oh, we'll have a nostalgia train for that. Let's bring in Jericho. Hell, we'll bring in Edge. We'll bring all these old people back. They'll build our new young people. And that it is. I think they already have found out. They have, Javon Evans didn't find out when they had their not one but two finishes at TNA Bound for Glory. When they had that draw, and then when they had that whole Dark State coming in and knocking everything down. You better figure it out soon because all you're doing is wasting. I think Brian Alvarez said this, like these are the now. These are the now, and if you keep wasting time, they're gonna be forgotten about. And they're gonna just be like, oh well, they had their shot, but well, they'll get there eventually. Yep. They got their money, they got their deals. I mean, heck, doesn't matter. They got their money and everything else, even though ESPN today had to shut down the ESPN bet stuff and everything else. So here we are. So yeah. That's what we are. WE is that's what they have been. They have been in the situation of just sitting here in the same mess they've been in for a long while. That's what WWE has been, in the same position over and over and over again because they don't push stars. And when they do get the opportunity to it, they get gun shy and they're forced to. But yeah, I want to hear y'all thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be right back right after this. And when we get back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about GTA 6 being delayed again and talking about, the reasons why about that is. We'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. Once again, thank you all that time. Thank you once again. Anyway, let's talk about GTA 6. Oh man, how many people talk about this game? Bro, saying it's gonna be the greatest game ever. Oh, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, all this stuff next year. And then Rockstar Games today was delayed the game again for the second time. It is supposed to arrive at May of next year. No. Now it is going to be arriving before Christmas time, November 19th. Save the date, 2016. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised that the Marvel movie will actually be made than this. Heck, I think James Gunn's DCU will probably be finished before GTA 6. But yeah, GTA, here's a studio statement. GTA 6 will now released on Thursday, November 9th. We're sorry for adding additional time. We realize it's been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserved. We want to thank you again for your patience and support. While the wait is a little longer, we are incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leona and the return of a modern-day Vice City. Another delay and everything else. But there's a little bit of controversy about all that. Let me just put this here. GTA 6 devs are protesting outside Rockstar Games. This is like yesterday and such. Charming Holiday. This is from Game Rant. Less than a week after dozens of staff members working on the development of the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 were abruptly fired, multiple reports are showing in-person protests being held inside Rockstar Games offices. Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, formally declared that the team members were terminated due to gross misconduct. But now former staff and even local government bodies accused the Grand Theft Auto 6 studio of union busting, prompting protests by the dismissed employees. The Rockstar Games firings were originally announced on October 30th of this year, with an estimated 30 to 40 staffers impacted. Other reactions ranged from shock by audiences who now fear another potential delay to GTA 6, which, yes, it is one, to anger to the affected staff claiming foul play. The Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, the IWGB, has already chimed in on the matter, siding with former staff as the afflicted employees were all either union members or discussing unionization before the surprise outstings. Take-Two remains adamant that the union busting allegations are false. The fire employees insist that they have been mistreated and are organized to make their voices heard. Oh, isn't that fun? Isn't that hilarious, people? Well, the story continues. According to the local media outlet in Edinburgh, Scotland, Scotland, former staff have protested outside the Rockstar North office on Monday, November 3rd and November 4th. A local citizen noted on Reddit that a small crowd holding banners could be seen outside of Rockstar headquarters on November 4th, through an exact number of participants was not shared. The official Instagram account for UCU Edinburgh announced another protest scheduled for November 6th, which will be coordinated by the IWGB, and states the demonstration will be held to demand the workers are reinstated. It is presently unclear if the release of GTA 6 will be affected. Well, it looks like it was. It was terminated. Yeah. So the whole fight Rockstar union busting is from IGB Game Works. SAG-AFTRA, the largest entertainment unit that represent performers, including some who served as voice actors for GTA 6, all share support for the terminated Rockstar protests, adding to the raising tensions and questions among governing bodies. At this time of writing, the Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, have officially commented on the protest, with many expecting an announcement of some sort to reschedule November 6th protest. Rockstar firms are not the first to raise eyebrows among industry personnel and general audiences, with several major companies from Embracer Group to Microsoft and Amazon's announcing significant layoffs and such. However, layoffs with severance options differ drastically from immediate termination with no benefits or residual payouts in the terms of legal ramifications. Whether the fire of Rockstar Game staff will pursue litigation remains to be seen, but the looting tension surrounding GTA 6 studio may be worth keeping an attentive eye on. And well, there we are, delayed by 6 months. A day later, but also I just like this thing here. The CEO says this from Games Radar says, "Don't sweat the GTA 6 delay." And he says the Take-Two CEO says GTA 5 is still the most technology advanced title in the marketplace. He means GTA Online because he's probably making the most money from that, by the way. So yeah. Uh gosh, it has been so yeah. GTA, you can still play your GTA 5, kids. So have fun with that. Just keep playing as GTA 5. This company. Oh gosh. This company, then you got, what's happening to the former Rich Holland with WWE, just him getting injured and then, having his WWE contract terminated. It should be more. I'm getting to the point that not just unions need to be more unions to protect our workers and such, protect workers and everything, but also there should be punishment for these companies and especially these CEOs to uh, get all these profits and such. There should be something because monetary payments, that sort of stuff there, because it's is or anything else you want to leave something in the chat or like, comment, or what have you, because this stuff is continuously to happen. And it's heartbreaking to see so many people who did their jobs, who doing their jobs, who not just lose their jobs, but also, in this horrible climate of no jobs and no one's actually getting any type of, you know, safety net. Snap, especially in this country, Snap's gone. Being held up by these ghouls in the government. You have like kids can't get free lunch in some places. It's horrible. It's horrible. And when you look at what's happened in previous elections and such, I think that this country, at least in America, maybe will start turning to maybe actually start saying helping its fellow person instead of this selfish need to be number one. The selfish need, this absolute selfishness is just killing everyone at this point. It is, and seeing what's now with the with these the firings and people getting hurt, that sort of stuff should be fixed. And a lot of these corporations should not only take care of their employees, but also former employees as well. That's just my personal opinion. Say something else in the comment section. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for being here. I will I will be back here next Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me, Duke CT. Wow, all the love, all of it to y'all. Anyway, peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all when I see y'all later.